Welcome to CATV's coverage of IPFW women's basketball. I'm joined by former Macedon assistant coach Alan Buck. And Al, IPFW, after having suffered a 7-game losing streak, they're playing their best ball of the year. They've won 5 of their last 6, their last 4 in a row, including a pair of road wins last week.
Absolutely. I think that I spoke with Chris yesterday, and he's really pleased with their focus, their concentration. They are playing their best game right now, and I think North Dakota State's going to be in for some trouble.
Now, IPFW happens to have the Summit League Player of the Week on their team. That's Jenna Lewis-Carlisle, senior out of Lexington, Kentucky. She's averaging over 19 points a game, 19th leading scorer in the country. She's a senior, but senior Natalie Roberts has also come to play as well lately.
Yeah, that's another thing that I spoke with Chris about. Natalie has made a big difference here in the last 7 or 8 games. She gives them a physical presence outside. She's got just a little bit of an attitude that's great, that bounce people around a little bit. She has made a big difference.
North Dakota State has won 5 national championships at the Division II level, and they have a Hall of Fame coach from Indiana, and Amy Ruley. Tough going up against a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, well, I think we're breaking new ground all year this year. Being 6-3 in the conference, I don't think we're afraid of anybody.
It's Pink Out Day, the fight against breast cancer here at the Memorial Coliseum. Stay tuned for great Summit League basketball, IPFW and North Dakota State. It's coming up next right here on CATV.
Universities, but I wanted the best out of my college choice. I wanted a great education and the campus life to go with it. Student housing, Division I sports, I found it all right here at IPFW. Hey, this is my university, my life, so it's gotta feel right. I'm really glad I chose IPFW. I love it here. Go to their website.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, one university, 2 great names.
Coming up this month on IPFW Up Close, do you remember how you paid for college? How are your kids going to pay for it? Would you like some help? Well, we'll talk about financial aid and that all-important FAFSA document. Are you looking for a quick cultural getaway? How does Shakespeare in the Windy City sound? Going green is more than a marketing slogan for a lot of people. See how an IPFW Habitat for Humanity project is using sustainable design to build one family's dream home on Up Close Sundays at noon.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And IPFW women's basketball this afternoon, the Macedons hosting the Bison from North Dakota State University. I'm Mike Moss, joined by former IPFW women's assistant coach Alan Buck. And Al, IPFW, as we said a few moments ago, playing their best ball of the season. They have won 4 in a row, 5 out of 6, and they're just 1 game out of first place in the Summit League.
Yes, and I think that this is a real opportunity for them to send a big message to the rest of the conference that these last couple of wins weren't anything unusual, that this is a tough team, and I expect them to come out and play really hard.
Well, let's bring you the starting lineups for this afternoon's contest. First, for the visitors from Fargo, North Dakota. At one guard will be Amanda Giordot. She's a 5'8 senior from Kidron, North Dakota. At a second guard will be Emily Moran. She is a 5'7 senior from Fremont, Nebraska. The third guard, their leading scorer, Lisa Bew, a 5'10 senior from Austin, Minnesota. Up front will be Brenda Slight, who is a 6-foot senior from Climax, Minnesota, and Jerry Penley, a 6'2 junior from Willis, Michigan. And there is Amy Ruley, a Hall of Fame coach, a Purdue graduate. She's in her 29th year, and she has won over 660 games in her career, including 5 national championships at the Division II level. Now the starters for IPFW. At one guard, the leading scorer and the player of the week in the Summit League, Jenna Lewis-Carlisle, a 5'6 senior from Lexington, Kentucky. At a second guard will be Courtney Reed, a 5'7 sophomore from Fort Loramie, Ohio. The point guard is Jordan Zoop, a 5'7 freshman from Aliquippa, PA. Up front, Samantha Edwards, a 6-foot redshirt sophomore from Okemos, Michigan. And Natalie Roberts, a 6'1 senior from Connersville, Indiana. The head coach in his 3rd year is Chris Paul, and he is assisted by Jenny Green, Alex Webster, and Hillary O'Connell. Should note that our officials this afternoon, Michelle Del Duco out of Detroit, Kelly Dennis, and Todd Moisner. And Al, I was just talking to Michelle prior to the game. She has been here before and worked a number of Mastodon games. She is a police officer in Detroit, and she said she's going to be retiring this year after 25 years on the force.
Yeah, that's terrific. I remember her from many years back, and she's an excellent official, and I'm sure she's a very good police officer.
Now you see the Mastodons breaking their huddle there in their home white uniforms with the blue trim, blue numbers front and back, and the letters IPFW in blue on the front. And you'll see they're wearing pink and white shoes today. This is Pink Out. We're going to honor breast cancer, and there are a lot of activities going to take place today in accordance with that. North Dakota State wearing their road green uniforms, gold and white trim, gold numbers front and back, and the letters ND State in gold in the front. Michelle Del Duco throws the ball up, and the opening tap is controlled by North Dakota State. They'll be going from right to left on your TV screen here in the opening 20 minutes of play. It's Lisa Bew, watched by Courtney Reed. IPFW starting out in a man-to-man defense. Skip pass from Miranda Girdot, three-point shot off the rim, no good. Jonna Lewis Carlisle with the board. IPFW wants to push it. Jonna kicks it out to Jordan Zoop. Now here's Courtney Reed. Boy, she has really played well as of late. Back to Zoop. We played 30 seconds, no score. Mastodons with their first possession. Jonna Lewis Carlisle averaging over 19 points a game. She'll launch a jumper off the rim, no. And the rebound is by Emily Moran. Top of the key to Girdot, now to Moran, watched by Zoop. Into the corner for Bew. Give and go to Penley, off the glass and in. Jerry Penley is out of the Detroit area, and she puts North Dakota State on top.
You're going to have to watch her. She is a big young lady, and she looks like she knows how to take that lob.
PFW trying to attack the basket. Jonna Lewis Carlisle on the wing to Zoop. Jordan thought about a three for a second. 10 on the shot clock. Zoop kicks it out to Samantha Edwards. A little pull-up jumper from 12. In and out, no. Rebounded by Bew. Up court to Girdot. Girdot wants to drive on Zoop. Banks it off the glass and in. Amanda Girdot makes it 4-0 Bison. 18-17 left in the half.
How's that?
Not the start that IPFW wanted. Here's Courtney Reed, 15 on the shot clock. North Dakota State also playing a man-to-man defense. Pull-up jumper by Reed, rolls around the rim, no good. Now IPFW hit 7 of their first 8 shots Monday night against Western Illinois, but they're 0 for 3 thus far.
And the last 2 shots were good looks. They just didn't go down. I'm hopeful that they're going to find their way here in just a little bit.
Missed three-pointer, but an offensive rebound by Jerry Penley. Here is Moran, misses everything on a 3-ball attempt, and the ball goes over to IPFW.
That was a questionable selection.
Again, these two teams met back in January in Fargo, and it was the worst game of the year for the Mastodons and the best game of the year for the Bison, and it was NDSU on top, 87-47. Now here, Jordan Zoop, the freshman from Aliquippa, with the ball to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Jonna wants to drive on Moran, forces a shot up off the glass and in. IPFW on the board for the first time. It's now 4-2. And here comes some token pressure defensively by the Mastodons. Bew, watched by Samantha Edwards.
Shay called over and back there because she did not have a position in the backcourt before she received the ball.
Keys for North Dakota State. They want to control the tempo, they want to control the glass, and they want to stretch out their defense and force some IPFW turnovers. Zoop to Edwards. Jordan will launch a 3. Yes! And the freshman from Aliquippa, PA, with her first points of the afternoon.
I'm not positive, Mike, but I believe she is leading the conference in made threes.
That is correct. 5-4 Mastodons. North Dakota State with the basketball. Lisa Bew, watched by Courtney Reed.
Really looking for that lob.
Now here's Girdot. And a little hand check foul called on Jordan Zoop. That is her first, and it's the first foul of the game by either team. Julianne Huna, 6'3" senior from Halle, Germany, in for IPFW, replacing Natalie Roberts. And keys for the Dons, Al, they need to hit their shots. They need to attack the glass. They've had trouble rebounding all year long, and they need to play with the purpose. Inbounds pass to Brenda Slight. Her shot off the rim, no. Jonna Lewis Carlisle fights Slight off for the rebound. Back comes IPFW. Jonna, they call her for palming the basketball.
I'm going to take his pink whistle away from him. That was really questionable.
16:23 left in the half. IPFW with the lead 5-4. North Dakota State with the basketball. And heading from right to left on your TV screen here at the Memorial Coliseum. Game one of a women's men's doubleheader. Bew kicks it way out to Girdot. She'll launch a three. In and out, no. Courtney Reed with the board. Here comes the sophomore from Ohio. Making her 5th consecutive start. Picked up by Lisa Bew. In the block to Huna. They kick it out. 3-point shot from Samantha Edwards is in. Oh, they're going to call it a long 2.
She was just inside the arc.
She's on the board, and IPFW stretches their lead to 3 at 7-4. They have run off 7 points in a row.
Nice ball rotation on that last sequence.
Moran, give and go for Penley down low, and she left hands it off the glass and in. Jerry Penley with 4 points. Seven to 6 now is our score. Jonna Lewis Carlisle from the top of the key misses on the 3. Bew gets the rebound. And back come the Bison. Girdot, watched by Zoop, to Moran. Moran had 16 points in the game at Fargo. Now here's Bew. Bew, pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound Lewis Carlisle. Jonna outlets it to Jordan Zoop. Kicks it out to Reed. Skip pass to Huna. Julie. To Edwards from the right baseline. Yes!
Another 2.
Samantha Edwards now with 4 points. And boy, now Chris Paul's been hoping that Sam can get into the offensive scheme of things.
Especially along that baseline there. That's really important.
And a foul called on, I believe it's going to be Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Her first, team second. And after the timeout, North Dakota State will be at the line. 14:30 left in the half. Our score is IPFW 7, North Dakota State. Now let's go to, we will take a break. You're watching IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV. We're going to turn our attention, I believe, to our PA announcer, Jeff Abbott.
In recognition of their support of the inaugural Pink Out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Osborne family and Rainbow Furniture for their support of IPFW Athletics and IPFW Pink Out. Thank you. From IPFW Athletics and IPFW
again, Alan
Basketball.
Buck, this is Pink Out, and it's the fight against breast cancer. And you see Tommy Bell, the IPFW Athletic Director, wearing his white and pink shoes. He brought the idea over from Southern Illinois, where he has been the last several years. And breast cancer is something you cannot overlook.
Absolutely, and it's really nice to see a lot of people here in the stands today. A lot of pink up there, and a really nice turnout for this game, and I'm sure for the second game with the men.
Now, North Dakota State scored the first 4 points of this game. They were up 4-0. IPFW then came back with a 7-point run, and it is now 9-6. And as the teams come back onto the floor, we notice that IPFW is 4 of 8 from the floor for 50%, 1 of 2 from three-point range for 50%. North Dakota State 3 of 9 from the floor for 33%. They are 0 for 4 from three-point range. But Lisa Bew, who had 22 points in the Bison victory in January, will go to the free throw line. Bew is averaging 17 points and 7 rebounds a game. And her first free throw is good. It's her first point of the afternoon. She's also a 79% free throw shooter. She is a senior out of Austin, Minnesota. And the second free throw is good as well. So it is 9-8. The IPFW lead has been cut to 1. See that Tina Moen and Chelsea Jackson have checked in. Moen is a 6-foot junior from Oslo, Norway, and Jackson a 5'7" freshman from Flint, Michigan. Moen hands it off to Lewis Carlisle. Inside to Huna. The left-hand shot, no good. Rebounded by Annika Walseth, who's checked in for North Dakota State.
So they're taking the big girl out of the lineup for a little bit.
Jerry Penley out. Spin move, Girdot, pull-up jumper, misses everything. Loose ball, Bew outduels Jackson. She goes back strong and banks it off the glass and in. Lisa Bew's first field goal. She now has 4, and North Dakota State has retaken the lead 10-9. Pass intended for Huna. They skip it around. Lewis Carlisle for three. No. And Zoop, good play. Jordan Zoop knocked it off the leg of Walseth, so IPFW will retain possession. Whitney Trecker is number 44. She is a 5'9" freshman from New Prague, Minnesota. Tina Moen will inbound it to Chelsea Jackson. Jackson watched by Bew. Moen kicks it off to Huna. A little 8-footer. Misses. Rebounded by Girdot. North Dakota State wants to run a little bit. Here's Girdot on the right side to Bew. 13-15 left in the half. Inside. Shot partially blocked by Huna.
Good play by Julie.
Long lead pass for Chelsea Jackson, and she'll bank it off the glass and in.
Julie kept herself perfectly vertical there, blocked the shot, got the rebound, kicked it out. Very good.
Nice pass from John Lewis Carlisle. IPFW is now on top 11-10. 12:52 left here in the first half at the Memorial Coliseum. Girdot, they work it around the corner to Bew. Bew, watched by Chelsea Jackson. Girdot travels with the basketball. That is the third North Dakota State turnover. Courtney Reed will check back in. Jordan Zoop will take a break, and coming in for North Dakota State is Jerry Penley.
Notice Girdot keeps looking for that three-point shot, although her numbers are not all that outstanding from behind the arc.
Courtney Reed, watched by Amanda Girdot. Here's John Lewis Carlisle. John. It's a return pass. Lob pass to Huna. They'll play the inside-outside game if they can do it. Moen, nice pull-up jumper.
Great arc on that shot.
Tina Moen has her first points of the day, and IPFW up by 3, 13-10, with 12:09 to go in a half. Bew up top to Walseth. Bison will work it on the perimeter. Give and go to Penley, off her hands, out of bounds.
Julie Huna's doing a really nice job in there on the defensive end and making some smart decisions down here on offensive end.
Emily Moran checked back in. Amanda Girdot will have a seat for North Dakota State. They are 9-10 coming into this one, 4-5 in Summit League play. John Lewis Carlisle rubs off a Huna pick, forces a shot up, short. Walseth with the rebound, outlets it to Inger Hodson, who's on the floor for the first time. Now here is Trecker. They work it back to Hodson on the left side. Underneath for Penley, ball knocked away. Reed, and a timeout called by Chris Paul, a 30-second timeout to avoid a jump ball situation. Good hustle by both Courtney Reed and John Lewis Carlisle, hitting the deck going for the loose ball.
Yeah,
including time customized staffing solutions. Swiss Free, Rainbow Furniture, Lutheran Cancer Center, Red Ticket
Okay.
KNK.
Now here I look at the Summit League standings. You see South Dakota State and Western Illinois both 7-2. Oakland and IPFW 6-3. Oral Roberts and IUPUI 5-4. Then North Dakota State at 4-5. Southern Utah 3-6. UMKC 2-7. And Centenary in the basement at 0-9. We are at the halfway mark of the Summit League season. This is the 10th of 18 games that are being played. A big game being played up in suburban Detroit today as well, as South Dakota State and Oakland are hooking up. I'm back here again. Go ahead, Al.
Well, I was just going to say, worth noting that two of those teams up near the top of the conference are teams that we have beaten already.
Jordan Zoop with the basketball. IPFW up by 3 with 11:18 to go in the first half. Skip pass to Chelsea Jackson in the lane, forces a shot up, and it's blocked by Penley out of bounds. And now we have a media timeout. 11:13 left here at the Coliseum in the first half, and our score, the Mastodons 13, the Bison 10, and again we go to PA announcer Jeff Abbott.
Welcome Ross Tenyas, certified Northis from Fred Tenyas Shoes in Northis. IPFW Director of Athletics Tommy Bell is pleased to present Ross with his commemorative pink basketball for his support of the inaugural Pink Out. Also, Fred Tenia's Shoes and Podorthix and New Balance made this a special event for the IPFW basketball team by providing the unique pink basketball shoes worn by the Dons. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause for Ross Tenia's, Fred Tenia's Shoes and Podorthix for supporting Pink Elk. Thank you to Fred Tenia's Shoes and Ross Tenia's and his wife Angie on hand today as well.
You see a presentation to the shoe supplier for today's game, Tenia's Shoes. That's Ross Tenia's and his wife. And his wife has had breast cancer. I found that out on our radio show Tuesday night. Again, 13-10 our score. IPFW on top with 11-13 left here in the first half. Mastodons now 6 of 15 from the floor for 40%. And as you see, IPFW working the ball around, and a nice little pull-up jumper by Tina Moen.
Beautiful stroke on that shot. Nice arch.
North Dakota State's hitting 33% of their shots, 4 of 12. Natalie Roberts back on the floor, and she inbounds the basketball. Zoop in the corner to Reed. Courtney. So Roberts, Natalie shot off the back of the iron, and a push-off. They're going to call a push-off foul on Annika Walseth. That is her first foul, and is the first North Dakota State foul of the game.
Samantha was working to get loose there, and she just couldn't move because she was being held.
Brenda Slight checks back into the Bison lineup, replacing Annika Walseth. 11:03 left in the half. Reed to Zoop. Jordan wants to do some working. Chelsea is a slasher. Roberts banks it off, misses. Rebounded by Emily Moran. Collision with Jackson and Moran. And a timeout called by North Dakota State. And 10:52, so the teams have gotten their obligatory timeout. For tickets to IPFW athletic events, call 260-481-6000, or you can go to the IPFW Athletics website. It's at GoMastodons.com. Discounts are available for Royal Dons Club members. There's a family 4-pack, senior Saturdays, if I get my tongue untied. And check out the Bring Your Group to the Hoop progress as well. Again, 481-6000 is the phone number. GoMastodons.com is the website address.
Well, we'll see, Mike, if they go back to the lob with Penley back in the lineup now.
Hodson double team, but gets it across to Slight. Slight into the corner. And there is a three-point shot. And, it's a long two. Knocked down by Moran. A couple long twos by each team. 13-12. The IPFW lead is cut to 1. Zoop dribbles to her right. Here's Jackson. Wants to drive on Moran. Shot misses. Well, nice effort by Chelsea Jackson. She actually tried to tip it back, but they say she was out of bounds. And let's see who is back in. Slight back in, Buse back in, Penley. Hodson's bringing the ball up the floor, and Moran. 10-14 left in the half. It's a 13-12 Mastodon lead at the moment. Hodson watched by Jordan. Zoop to Bew. And that's going to be a reach-in foul on Jonna Lewis Carlisle, and that's her second. Team third. Tina Moen will check back in. The 10:03 mark. Jonna will take a seat. As you mentioned, Al, Jonna Lewis Carlisle has led IPFW in scoring in every game this year, but her worst game was at North Dakota State as Slight gets the friendly roll, where she only had 9 points. It's the only time she's not been in double figures this year. Bison now with a 1-point lead. Edwards on the wing. Zoop loses it. Scrum on the floor. Jump ball be called. IPFW should retain possession. Julianne Huna will come back onto the floor. Natalie Roberts will take a seat. 14 left on the shot clock for IPFW. Jordan Zoop will inbound the basketball. Way up top to Tina Moen. Zoop from the foul line. In and out. Boy, the Dons have had several balls go in and out thus far Here comes North Dakota State. Hodson wants to go coast to coast. And they're going to call a foul on Tina Moen. And that is Tina's first.
North Dakota State is spreading the floor quite a bit and either looking for that lob inside or trying to penetrate.
And you see Hodson trying to split the defense. Well, that looked like all ball, but maybe the hip was what the foul was called for.
Yeah, I think they called the body there.
First free throw, I believe, by Hodson was no good. She is a 75% free throw shooter. So she has one more, and that's no good. Huna with the board. And a reach-in foul called on North Dakota State. Slight picks up her first. Team second. So 9:28 to go. IPFW will try to retake the lead. They're down 14-13. Courtney Reed will be picked up at midcourt by Emily Moran. Zoop wants to drive on North Dakota State into the corner, and they're going to say that Samantha Edwards dragged her pivot foot. That is the second IPFW turnover.
I think we can send him home. I like the other two officials.
Well, the Summit League Commissioner Tom Dupa was in attendance. I'm sure he may have some thoughts.
Catch him at halftime.
Brenda Slight, top of the key, on the side to Hodson. Under 9 minutes to go. Hodson wants to drive on Maria and forces a shot up. No good. Penley with the putback, however. 6 points for Jerry Penley now. Bison up by 3, 16-13. The biggest lead has been 4. Courtney Reed needs to get on track. Her three-point shot off the rim, no. Rebounded by Lisa Bew. IPFW now 1 of 4 from three-point range. Bew with a nice move and banks it off the glass and in. Bew with a half a dozen.
We're going to start getting on the offensive glass. We're pretty much one and done in this game.
Well, that was a concern for Chris Paul. High post is Julianne Huna. She'll launch a long jumper, and that misses the mark. Moran with the rebound, and right now Momentum wearing green, white, and gold. Bew skip pass to Moran, and she walks. I'll say this, Al, the officials have been consistent with that travel call.
We're calling it a lot. It slows down the game.
Now Penley and Slight take a seat. Joe Zaruba, number 40, is a 6'2 sophomore from Monticello, Minnesota. Here comes Jordan Zoop with under 8 minutes to go and a half. IPFW down by 5. Sarah Haluska is also on the floor. Another freshman from Aliquippa. Three-pointer by Zoop around the rim and out. Hodson brings it up the floor. Quickly outlets it to Moran. She'll launch a 3 and hit it. Emily Moran now with a deuce and a tray. Biggest lead, 8 points for North Dakota State. 21-13. And they are on a 9-point run. Make it an 11-point run. They were down 13-10. Reed for 3, in and out. Hodson with the board. Boy, Mastodons are cold from the floor right now. Hodson, top of the key, and show launch from downtown. That's off the rim. Rebounded, however, by North Dakota State. Kick it back out to Bew. Her shot no good. Huna fights for the board, and they're going to say she travels. And IPFW is frustrated right now. Media timeout comes with 6:58 left in the half, and right now the advantage is North Dakota State's. They lead IPFW 21-13, and back we go to PA announcer Jeff Abbott.
IPFW Director of Athletics Tommy Bell is pleased to present Ross Smith, President and CEO of K&K Insurance Group, with his commemorative pink basketball in recognition of its title sponsorship of the inaugural Pink Out. Let's hear it for Ross Smith, the K&K Insurance Group of Fort Wayne, plus the large group of employees and family members in attendance at today's Pink Out. Thank you, K&K Insurance.
Again, we want to congratulate and thank all of our corporate sponsors for Pink Out. Well, Al Buck, right now, IPFW on the short end of a 21-13 score, and they just can't seem to buy a bucket.
That's a complicated concept, but the ball is not going in the basket. And that's a major factor at the moment. We're getting good shots, but they're not going through.
In fact, IPFW has missed their last 8 shots in a row from the floor. They're now 6 of 23 for 26%. Conversely, North Dakota State has pounded the boards, and they have hit 5 of their last 8 shots. They're now 9 of 20 from the floor for the game, 45%. But even more telling is the battle on the boards, 19-9 in favor of North Dakota State.
That's an ugly number.
Well, let's see what happens here. It'll be North Dakota State basketball as they called a travel call on Julianne Huna. Looks like Amanda Girdot's back in to inbound it. Walseth also back on the floor. Abby Plucker's making her first appearance, number 32. She's a 5'11 freshman from Parker, South Dakota. She's got the ball, watched by Jordan Zoop. Down low to Bew for a baseline jumper. That's short. Natalie Roberts pulls down the board. That was a badly needed rebound. Zoop outlets it to Moen. Under the bucket, misses the shot, gets her own rebound, and they bring it back out. Zoop would launch a 3 and hit it.
Needed that, Mike.
Jordan Zoop for 3, her second tray of the night. And it's 21-16. The lead is cut to 5 at the 6:20 mark. Girdot, watched by Zoop, to Bew. Bew wants to drive. It's cut off. Jumper from the wing, no good. Jordan Zoop with the board. Again, an outlet pass. No, she's looking for Haluska. She's taking the game into her own hands. The pull-up jumper is no good.
Gosh, that was a good shot. Didn't go down.
Zaruba with the board to Walseth. She wants to drive on Tina Moen, but is cut off. And away from the ball, a foul is called by Kelly Dennis, and she's going to call Sarah Haluska for the infraction. That's her first foul, team 5th. Jerry Penley back in. Jill Zaruba sits down for North Dakota State. 5:48 left in the half, 21-16 our score. Bison on top of the Mastodons. Inbounds to Bew. Pull-up jumper, short. Roberts tips it, and they're going to call a foul, and I'm going to guess it's on IPFW.
I don't think so.
No. Penley picks up the foul, her first, team 3rd. Now, this will be interesting. Jenna Lewis-Carlisle with 2 fouls comes back on the floor, replacing Courtney Reed.
This is the first I've seen North Dakota State play, but I'm really impressed with their rotation of their players. They get people in and out, keep them fresh. Very impressive.
Well, they are 4-5 in the conference, but 3 of their 5 conference losses have come by 5 points or less. Here's Jordan Zoop crossing midcourt, being watched by Girdot. Jonna Lewis-Carlisle wants to shake and bake. Inside to Roberts. Natalie goes left, goes right. Off the glass, no. And they're going to call a reach-in foul on Natalie.
Just get over the top there.
Her first, team 6th. There's Amy Ruley, 29th year at North Dakota State. She's a graduate of Purdue. She's in the Purdue Hall of Fame, and she's in the National Basketball Hall of Fame. She's won over 660 games in her career. Lob pass down low to Penley, and that left-hand bank shot is working to perfection. Jerry Penley now with 8 points. 23-16, the lead back up to 7. Moen into the corner for Zoop. And right now, North Dakota State is playing defense very tightly. Nice shot by Tina Moen. Her second field goal. She has 4 points. 23-18 with 4:45 to go in the half. Walseth, top of the key to Girdot. Now in the corner to Bew. Back up top to Moran, and traveling call.
I actually agreed with that one.
Julianne Huna, Samantha Edwards checking back in for IPFW. Haluska and Roberts take a seat.
Chris is rolling the dice a little bit here with Jonna. She's got 2 fouls, and he's had her put her back in the lineup.
Moen to Jordan Zoop. Jordan averaging 10 points a game in conference play, just under 10 points overall. Here's Lewis-Carlisle, need to get her untracked. Foul before the shot, and it's on Emily Moran. That is her first, team 4th. So IPFW will inbound it with 4:25 to go in a half. Samantha Edwards to pull the trigger, looking for Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Jonna has shown the capability to take a game over. Pull up from the foul line, off the rim. Huna. Oh my. They're going to get the ball in North Dakota State. Michelle Del Duco says, no, wait a minute. I think it's going to be reversed. Yes. Good officiating there.
Absolutely. She stepped in and policed the situation.
4:15 left in the half. IPFW with the ball. They're going to inbound it to Lewis Carlisle. They're down 23-18. It's a key possession. Jonna wants to drive on Moran. That pull-up jumper. Again, just a touch long. Nice rebound, however, by Moen, but she loses it. Well, they're going to call jump ball or a timeout. They're going to call a jump ball, and North Dakota State will get it on the possession. You see Chris Paul in his third year as the head coach and IPFW. Well, here comes Amanda Girdot. She brings it up over midcourt. Less than 4 minutes remaining in the first half now. North Dakota State with a 5-point lead in the ball. Moran wants to drive on Lewis Carlisle, try to draw that third foul. Doesn't draw the foul, but banks it off the glass and in. Moran now with 7 points. Again, she had 16 in the game at Fargo in January. Jonna inside for Huna, ball knocked away, picked up by Bew. Bew's going to drive on Moen. Blocked by Moen. Nice block by Tina Moen.
There he was.
And we have our final media timeout of the first half. Exactly 3.5 minutes left until the intermission. And right now our score is North Dakota State 25, IPFW 18. And once again, here's PA announcer Jeff Abbott.
Tommy Bell is proud to present Linda Jordan, RN, and Executive Director of Oncology, with his commemorative pink basketball in recognition of its major sponsorship of the inaugural Pink Out. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause for Linda Jordan and the Lutheran Cancer Center for his support of Pink Out and all the informational items made available today by Lutheran Hospital in the fight against cancer. Thank you to Lutheran Cancer Center, Linda Jordan, RN, and Executive Director of Oncology, for your support of Pink Out.
Again, it is Pink Out here at the Coliseum, the fight against breast cancer. And again, many corporate sponsors making this day a success. IPFW would like to be successful on the court as well, Al Buck, but right now they're down by 7.
Yeah, the shooting percentage has not improved since the last break. That's going to be a factor for us. We've got to get that percentage up.
IPFW now 8 of 30 from the floor for 27%, 2 of 8 from three-point range. And ironically, they have not yet gone to the line. They were 9 of 9 Monday night in Macomb, Illinois. And for North Dakota State, they're 11 of 26 for 42%, 1 of 7 from three-point range, and 2 of 4 at the stripe. And the rebounding battle still belongs to the Bison, 22-15.
It's narrowed a little bit.
It'll be North Dakota State basketball. Tina Moen had that block. Inbounds pass, ball knocked away, picked up by Lewis Carlisle. Jonna to Zoop. Jordan.
Oh, she traveled.
Stutter step once she got the ball.
Yes.
Tough break because the Dons were on the run. So North Dakota State will get it back. Girdot will bring it up the floor. Amanda Girdot is a 5'8" senior from Kindred, North Dakota. There's Emily Moran. She's had a good first half. Trecker back on the floor, number 44. Moran in the right corner. She'll launch a 3 and hit it. Moran in double figures with 10 points. 28-18, a 10-point deficit facing IPFW at the moment. Zoop will launch a 3 and hit it. Her third tray of the first half. Jordan almost single-handedly keeping IPFW close.
She's adding to her conference leading total in threes.
Now 28-21 with 2:36 left in the half. Walseth, give and go down low. And a travel called. Penley was trying to do the reverse layup. Natalie Roberts back on the floor. Tina Moen has a seat. Natalie coming off a career-high 17-point performance Monday night at Western Illinois. Dons could use some points right now. They're down 28-21 as we near the 2:20 mark of the first half. Zoop to Lewis Carlisle. Jana would like to drive. Pull up jumper, yes! Jana's second field goal of the game. She now has 4 points. And the lead has been cut to 5. Giordot to Moran. Rubs off a Waseth pick, launching a 3. Misses the mark. Ball kept alive, but picked up by Lewis Carlisle. Jana can run. Look for the stutter move. Pull up. Misses. Huna with the putback, however. Big offensive rebound and putback by Julianne Huna. And Chris Paul calls a 30-second timeout. Boy, that was a big rebound for Julianne Huna, Al.
Yes, it was, and really some excellent defense the last few times on the opposite end that has got us a chance to narrow the margin.
And you see Amy Ruley talking to her charges.
Penley seems to really be fixated on that left-hand side. She looks to get herself in position one way or another to score from the left side.
Being the women's game, I would think that would be Donette.
Yes.
1:42 left in the half. IPFW was down 10 a moment ago, but they've run off 7 points in a row. 28-25. Giordot, watched by Zoop. To Trekker. Work it around. Giordot wants to drive. Pull-up jumper, misses. Ball high in the air. Picked up by Giordot. She misses. Roberts battles for the board. Oh, they're going to call a jump ball. Possession will go to IPFW, however.
That was not accurate, but that's what they called.
1:16 left in the half. Natalie Roberts will inbound the ball for IPFW. Jordan Zoop to Courtney Reed. Boy, that's a big possession. You either go down by 1, tie the game, or North Dakota State could increase their lead. Zoop, top of the key. Still with the basketball. Edwards, yes! It's a 3, is it a 3? No, it's a long 2. Samantha Edwards now with her 6th point. PFW is drawn to within 1.
This is an excellent comeback here. See if we can get a stop and put another one in before half.
40 seconds left here in the first half. Make it 30, almost down to 30 seconds now. Slight, Giordot, 10 in the shot clock. Penley tries a right-hand shot, no good. Roberts with the board. Shot clock off. IPFW can play for the last shot here in the first half.
We have an opportunity here, Mike. This would be nice momentum going into the locker room.
10 seconds. Zoop. Give and go to Huna down low, and the ball is knocked out of bounds, and they say last touch by Julianne Huna. Tough break with 4.5 seconds to go.
Going to go full court pressure here.
Inbounds it to Slight. Slight kicks it out. Trekker, oh, almost knocked it down from just inside half court. But it does not go, and we have come to the end of our first 20 minutes of play. Teams head for the locker room. It's North Dakota State 28, IPFW 27. You're watching IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV.
IPFW's first ever Pink Out. My name is Susan Alderman, and I am a breast cancer survivor. Just like all of these women you see around me, we are all survivors. We all have stories to tell, but I'll bet somewhere in each of our stories there's a line that goes something like this. I'll never forget the day I heard those 4 words that no one ever wants to hear. You have breast cancer. In my case, I was sure it had to be a mistake. After all, I'd had 2 questionable mammograms in previous years. There was no problem. There was no cancer. I had no symptoms, no lumps. I was absolutely, positively sure I didn't have cancer. I did. The only way my cancer was detected was through my annual mammogram. And just to make sure I had a biopsy, I had it. I'd become a member of a club no one wants to belong to. But right from the start, my doctors were very straightforward with me. They told me about the different options for surgery and follow-up treatment. Right from the start, I had offers of help, but more importantly, I had offers of hope. And that's what all of these women exemplify today. Hope, because they are survivors. Hope for the newly diagnosed. Hope for those that they will never, ever have to face breast cancer. So what did I do? My husband, my family, friends, co-workers, they all rallied around me. I started surfing breast cancer awareness websites, did a lot of research, talked to a lot of survivors, and I'm sure, like many of you here behind me today, I prayed a lot. I had my surgery. A few weeks later, I went through 6 weeks of radiation treatment. I stand before you today, 4 years, 10 months later, cancer-free. Thank you. I am one of the 98% of breast cancer patients who survive because of early detection and treatment. And that's what Pink Out is all about. It's a nationwide initiative in women's intercollegiate athletics that it was started by the Women's Basketball Coaches Association, specifically to support breast cancer research and awareness programs. You know, if you talk to most any doctor, they will tell you that early detection and treatment will save thousands of lives every year. And where do we get those new detection and treatment programs? From people just like you. Because of your support, new breakthroughs are being made every year. And we thank you. We thank you so much for all of your donations. $1 from every ticket sold for today's games will be divided between the American Cancer Society and Francine's Friends, 2 local organizations who are dedicated to the early detection, treatment, and support programs for breast cancer for women in Fort Wayne, Allen County, and all of Northeast Indiana. Look around the Coliseum. Look at everybody who's here. Just take a moment. There's quite a few people here. I bet that every single one of us, in one way or another, has been touched by some form of cancer. Look at these women around me. We know cancer, up close and personal. We are survivors. And we're going to be around for a long, long time. In fact, all of us here today, we look forward to that time when we really won't have to have a Pink Out, because there will be a 100% cure rate for everyone with breast cancer. And with your continued support, we all know that day will come. We all want to thank you all for being a part of IPFW's first ever Pink Out. We invite you to stick around, enjoy the rest of the game. Let's cheer our Lady Mastodons on to victory. Stay around for the men's game after that. And remember, go Dons. Thank you.
It's the front end of our doubleheader, women's men between IPFW and North Dakota State. And at halftime of the women's game, it's the visitors from Fargo, North Dakota with a 1-point lead, 28-27. I'm Mike Moss, joined by former Macedon women's assistant basketball coach Alan Buck. And Al, this has been somewhat of a game of runs.
Yes, it is.
North Dakota State scored the first 4 points of the game. IPFW ripped off 7. It's been back and forth. Bison actually had a 10-point lead late in the half, but IPFW finished the half on a 9-0 run to close to within 1.
Yeah, and I think it's important that that last run there at the end of the first half made IPFW a believer that they can stay with this team after the tough loss they had up there.
Here are some highlights, and there's Jonna Lewis Carlisle with one of just 2 field goals that she has had so far today. And Jerry Penley, 6'2" senior from Michigan, scoring for the Bison.
Samantha's looked good from the baseline today.
The inability to get the rebound hurts on this occasion, as you see Lisa Bew, their leading scorer, with the board and the putback. The IPFW does get the break and the rebound. Here's a feed to Chelsea Jackson, the freshman from Flint, banks it off the glass. Here's Emily Moran. Well, she had 2 3-point field goals in the first half. That's one of them. Jordan Zoop to Tina Moen. She had a couple of big buckets, gets the rebound here and kicks it out. Jordan Zoop, Dons would be in big trouble without her 3 3-point field goals. Give and go. There's Moran. That's her second of their 2 threes. And Jordan Zoop from a long distance. Summer League Player of the Week, Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Misses, but a big board and put back by Julianne Huna. And a kick out, another long jumper by Samantha Edwards. Here are the numbers. North Dakota State, 12 of 32 for 38% from the floor, 2 of 10 from three-point range for 20%, 2 of 4 at the foul line for 50%. They've also collected 23 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. The Macedons, 12 of 35 from the floor for 34%, 3 of 9 from the arc for 33%. They've yet to go to the foul line. They've had 20 boards, 9 assists, and 3 steals. Individually, your leading scorers for North Dakota State, it's Emily Moran with 10 points, Jerry Penley with 8, and Lisa Bew with 6. And for IPFW, Jordan Zoop with 9, Samantha Edwards with 6, and both Lewis Carlisle and Tina Moen with 4 apiece. Again, as you see the band playing, North Dakota State for the 16th time in their 20 games this year, leading at the break, but IPFW is only down 1, and they can come from behind.
Well, and we noted at the top of the show that rebounding was going to be an issue for IPFW, and at one point they were down by 10 rebounds in the margin. Now it's back to 3. I think if we keep that in a reasonable number, we'll be fine.
20 minutes down, 20 minutes to go from here at the Memorial Coliseum. Stay tuned. Second half coming up next on CATV. Welcome back, everybody. Second half about to begin here at the Coliseum. North Dakota State with a 1-point lead in the basketball. Original starters from both teams are on the floor. And North Dakota State going from left to right. They're in the green traveling uniforms. And they work the ball inside to Jerry Penley. Little two-man game, give and go. Shot no good, but a foul's going to be called on Natalie Roberts. It's Natalie's second, first of the second half. It's Natalie Roberts, Samantha Edwards, Jordan Zoop, Courtney Reed, and Jenna Lewis Carlisle for IPFW. And Amanda Girdot, Emily Moran, Lisa Bew, Jerry Penley, and Brenda Slight for North Dakota State. And there is Jerry Penley, who had 8 points in the first half. And the first free throw was no good. Penley is a 73% foul shooter, averaging just under 7 points and 5 rebounds per contest. Second free throw is good.
I think it's significant that they came out of the locker room and punched it inside to her immediately. And I think they're going to work that situation.
And here's high post. Samantha Edwards gets it to Lewis Carlisle, to Roberts, to Zoop, and Jordan launches a three and hits it. Her fourth three of the afternoon. She has 12 points, and it's IPFW with the lead, 30-29. Maybe the last team with the ball comes away with the W this afternoon. Inside again. Lisa Bew with the bucket. She has 8 points, averaging 17 a game. We've played nearly a minute of the second half. Zoop, pull up from 10, off the glass, no good. Bew with the board, she averages 7 of them. Now she's got the return pass down low, underneath, Blender Slight off the glass and in. Slight with 4 points. 33-30, the Bison up by 3. Courtney Reed with the basketball, watched by Lisa Bew. Again, both teams primarily play man-to-man defense. Jonna Lewis Carlisle off the glass, no. Rebound Slight. Bison want to run. Here's Bew up the right side. Picked up by Courtney Reed.
Back inside again.
Slight for 3. Yes. Brenda Slight with 5 quick second half points. She has 7 altogether. And out of the gate, it's an 8-3 run to start the half for North Dakota State. They're now up by 6. Natalie Roberts to Lewis Carlisle. Jonna misses the mark from 3.
Nobody
Rebounded
on the boards
Bew.
there.
IPFW now 4 of 11 from 3-point range. Bew, pull-up jumper, hits the rim. Reed with the board. IPFW needs some productivity this time down. Courtney Reed will try her luck. That's no good. Slight with the rebound. 17:35 left in the half. Here's Bew. Up top, Slight. Give and go for Penley down low. Shot no good. We got a whistle and a foul. Penley taking advantage of her height. Natalie Roberts picks up another foul. Her third, team second.
North Dakota State's really effective with that lob pass. Obviously, they practice that a lot.
Penley was 1 of 2 a few moments ago and misses the first one there. Julianne Huna, the 6'3 senior from Halle, Germany, in for Natalie Roberts for the Mastodons. One more free throw coming for Jerry Penley. We said she is a 6'2 senior from Willis, Michigan. That's in the Ypsilanti, Ann Arbor area. And that free throw in and out, no good. Fight for the rebound, and Samantha Edwards rips it away. Here's Jordan Zoop. 12 points to lead IPFW thus far. Here's Jonna Lewis Carlisle. And away from the ball, a foul's going to be called.
It's on Penley.
Jerry Penley picks up her second personal. It's the first team foul of the half. Macedon's ball underneath. 17-13 left. Zoop, watched by Bew. Inside for Huna. Shot up and in. 4 points for Julianne Huna.
Julie put somebody on the floor there.
Well, maybe the Dons need a little of that aggressiveness.
Yes.
They're down by 4 as we are gone into the 17-minute mark. Inside, traveling call? Yes. No bucket. Instead, it's a traveling call on North Dakota State. Annika Walseth will check in. Again, she's a 6'1" senior from Bloomington, Minnesota, transferred from Colorado State. Penley will have a seat. Slight has a seat, and Jill Zaruba, number 40, comes in as well.
Coach Rulli was just commenting to the referee in demonstrative fashion about Julie's rough play down on the far end.
Jordan Zoop on the wing to Edwards. Back to Zoop. 15 in the shot clock. Give and go to Huna. Kicks it out. Reed for three. Off the rim, no. Fight for the rebound. Whoa, little elbow by Girdot. Amanda will bring it up the floor herself. Wants to drive on Zoop. Forces a shot up, no good. But Zaruba with an offensive board. Long three-point shot by Moran, no good. And boy, players hit the deck. And what a battle between Zaruba and Huna. And Zaruba picks up the foul. Chelsea Jackson will check in for Courtney Reed for IPFW. Chelsea, 5'7" freshman from Flint. 16-13 left. Mastodons with the ball down 36-32. We're down 28-27 at the break. Jackson, give and go to Edwards. Sam launching a three. No good. Walseth with the rebound. Tear dot to Moran. Moran had 10 points in the first half. Top of the key is Walseth. Girdot wants to drive on Jackson. Cut off. Down low. Bank shot up and in by Zaruba. 38-32. Jackson to Zoop. Jordan kicks it out to Lewis Carlisle. Jonah needs to get on track. She's going to take it down off the glass. No good. Huna fighting for the rebound. To be a jump ball called. Possession should stay with IPFW. And we have a timeout. 15-11 left here at the Coliseum. Our score, North Dakota State 38, IPFW 32. You're watching IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV. Oh, let's go to their PA announcer, Jeff Abbott. Sorry about that. Well, we are still here at the Coliseum. You see the Brain Trust, Chris Paul and his three assistants, Jenny Green, Alex Webster, and Hillary O'Connell. I'm going to deliver some insight. And across the way, there's Amy Rulli. And the numbers in the second half, Al Buck, not good for IPFW. They're just 2 of 9 from the floor.
22% doesn't get the job done.
And 1 of 5 from behind the arc. Ironically, we have played almost 25 minutes in a 40-minute game, and IPFW has yet to go to the foul line. North Dakota State is 3 of 8. The game right now, Emily Moran with 10 points, Jerry Penley with 9, and Lisa Bew with 8, leading North Dakota State. And IPFW, 12 points from Jordan Zoop, 6 from Samantha Edwards, and a trio of Dons with 4 points apiece.
Need to have Jonna get hot.
It will be IPFW basketball underneath their own basket. They'll inbound it to Lewis Carlisle. Jono watched by Emily Moran. Shake and bake. Shot too hard off the backboard, but Chelsea Jackson with the rebound. Back to Zoop. 15 in the shot clock. Lewis Carlisle and Tuna, 2-man game. Julie, left-hand shot off the glass and in. Huna with 6. And it's 38-34. Whistle away from the ball. Huna's going to be called for a foul. Well, looks like the politicking from Amy Rulli is met with success.
Yeah, she put 2 hands on her down in the post.
Inbounds to Bew, misses the bunny, Jackson tips it out, but Giordot controls it for North Dakota State. Ooh, watch the elbow.
It's the same player. She's done that twice.
Giordot, debut on the wing. Down low in the corner to Moran. 15 on the shot clock. Back up top to Giordot. Zaruba in the block. Turnaround jumper. Bounces off the rim and in. Zaruba with 4 points. And it's 40-34 as we near the 14-minute mark. Zoop, watched by Bew. Looking for Huna. Or rubbing off a pick. Jumper, good. Jordan Zoop had 18 points in her first collegiate game at Toledo. And she has 14 points here.
I haven't seen her take that shot off the dribble like that. That was very impressive.
40-36. The North Dakota State lead is 4. And now we've got a whistle. And not sure what's happening. Our officials, again, Michelle Del Duco, Kelly Dennis, and Todd Moisner are getting together. Now I'm not sure exactly what's going on.
Northex, K&K Insurance. Thanks to those sponsors for today's Pink Out at Mastodon.
And let's see what's happening.
Tucker, they want to go back to the last shot for Jordan Zoop. They want to know if it's a 3 or a 2. Okay.
What's happening right now is that there was a stoppage in play, and they want to do a check to see if the last IPFW field goal by Jordan Zoop was a deuce or a tray. So Michelle Del Duco is going to come over here and look at one of the screens.
With me, Todd.
And
what's his name?
Well, back in the truck right now, Jeremy Tucker and
Hi,
the crew.
Jeremy. Can you get me back to that shot? Okay. Sure. It was at like 14:20, somewhere around.
Again, the joy of television. So back in the production area, they're getting back and going to crank up hopefully the sequence. And that's the question right now. Was the last IPFW field goal a deuce or a tray? And the reality of it, it's either going to be a 4-point lead for North Dakota State or a 5-point lead. So again, we have 13:43 left in the half. And again, we wait. So hopefully we'll have it up and on the screen momentarily. In the meantime, both teams, and here we go. Yep. And they're going to try to rewind it and get it set. And here you can see, hopefully. And I'm not sure this is the play. No, that was the play where Julianne Huna scored, but what they so and again we wait as we try to get everything rewound and seen. And while we wait, again, a quick recap. North Dakota State led at halftime 28-27. And it was a 28-27 lead for North Dakota State at the break. And again, what we're trying to do is to get back and see the shot that was made by Jordan Zoop to see if it was a 2 or a 3. And they're trying to get it back in the production area.
Also sponsoring today's pink out, Dennis Sign. Dennis Sign giving everything from yard signs to vehicle graphics. Everything that comes out is custom made to order. Just a special advantage for today's pink out. Dennis Sign takes pride in having a knowledgeable and experienced staff that will take the time to make sure
You said they can't bring it up? No, they said they had a technical problem. They couldn't get it back up.
Not only does businesses with his
Well, evidently, they got both head coaches now, Chris Paul and Amy Rulli, together. And they're going back to the first IPFW basket of the second half, I believe. Because the question was whether, or was it the North Dakota State basket? Yeah, it was. They called it a 2, okay. Well, it is a 4-point lead. Now I see what the problem was, and North Dakota State just turned it over at the 13:36 mark. So it is 40-36. North Dakota State with the lead, but IPFW with the basketball. Zoop. Oh, big pick by Huna on Girdot. Chelsea Jackson in the lane. Huna misses badly. Edwards tries to get the rebound, but she's blocked out by Girdot. Jerry Penley comes back on the floor for the Bison.
Had an opportunity there.
Penley has 9 points, and here we are now at the 13-12 mark. 40-36 North Dakota State.
They bet they look inside. There they go.
Penley washed by Huna. Little two-man game perhaps. Girdot top of the key. Wants to drive on Lewis Carlisle. Pull-up jumper's good. Second field goal for Amanda Girdot. So it's 42-36. The lead back up to 6 for North Dakota State. Oh, wow. Takeaway by Penley. And John Lewis Carlisle is absolutely frustrated right now. Wide open 3 from Emily Moran. Off the rim, no. But Bew with the putback. No good. Loose ball underneath, and Samantha Edwards comes down with it. 2 cracks from North Dakota State. Couldn't do it. See what happens here. Chelsea Jackson watched by Emily Moran. Here's Lewis Carlisle up top. Zoop will launch a 3. Yes! 5th three-pointer for Jordan Zoop. And it's a 3-point game, 42-39 at the 12-minute mark.
I'd say her hands are pretty warm right now.
Moran to Bew. Bew wants to go baseline. They're going to call a blocking foul on Chelsea Jackson.
That could have gone either way.
That's Chelsea's first, team's second. And now we have our under 12 timeout with 11:50 left here at the Coliseum. Our score, North Dakota State 42, IPFW 39. This is IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV.
IPFW Director of Athletics, Tommy Bennett, is proud to present Jerry Fairman, Assistant Vice President of Global Accounting Technologies, with this commemorative pink basketball in recognition of its major support of the inaugural Pink Out. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Jerry Fairman and Swiss Re for its key sponsorship of Pink Out. Thank you, Jerry Fairman and Swiss Re, for your support.
And again, my apologies, folks. It is 42-39 North Dakota State. And we want to thank our sponsor today. And our sponsor is 816 Pint and Slice. They're located at 816 South Calhoun Street in Fort Wayne. For fine pizza and drinks, it's 816 Pint and Slice. Well, there's the North Dakota State bench. Lady Bison coming in with a record of 9-10 overall, 4-5 in Summit League play. They were drilled last Saturday at home against their arch rivals, the Jackrabbits of South Dakota State. But they have a proud tradition. Again, they won 5 national championships at the D2 level in the 90s. And they've got the ball. Here's Bew. Back out. Walseth will launch a 3, no good. Penley and Moen fight for the board, and they're going to call Tina Moen for a foul. Her second, team third. Brenda Slight checks back in. That's actually the 5th team foul. Missing the shot was Trecker, and a jump ball called. And on the possession, it'll stay with North Dakota State. 11:41 left. Inbounds, Trecker for 3 and hits it. Cannot leave somebody open outside.
And you can't keep letting them get their own rebounds.
It is now 45-39, again a 6-point margin. China Lewis Carlisle with just 4 points so far today. Mullen to Jackson. Edwards.
We look a little disorganized right at the moment.
Gianna Lewis Carlisle with 8 on the shot clock has got to do some creating. Goes to the basket. Can't get the shot to drop. Bew with the rebound.
This one in a foul.
Gianna Lewis Carlisle is 2 of 14 today. Something about North Dakota State that unfortunately doesn't bring out the best in her. Lob pass to Penley off the glass and in. Penley in double figures with 11.
Well, it's been a game of runs. Let's hope there's another one in the other direction.
Jackson, watched by Trecker. Make the Lewis Carlisle. Chelsea in the paint. Shot partially blocked by Penley. Ball kept alive. Scrum down low. Bodies collide. It's out of bounds, and they're going to call a foul on IPFW. No.
Yes. Jordan Zoop.
Yeah. Zoop will pick up the foul, her second. Team 6th. Natalie Roberts will check back in for IPFW. Slowly getting up is Amanda Girdot for North Dakota State. And it will be Bison basketball. They have outscored IPFW so far in the second half, 19-12. Girdot will take a seat. Inger Hodson will come on the floor. Hodson, a 5'9" sophomore from Bonneville, Wisconsin. 10.5 minutes to go. 47-39, North Dakota State. Bison with the basketball. Slight on the wing to Trecker. Back up top to Hodson, watched by Zoop. On the wing to Slight. Slight back out to Bew. Bew goes baseline, pull-up jumper. No. Mullen fighting for the board, can't get it. Penley swings an elbow. Let's see who they call it on. Mullen picks up the foul for IPFW, Tina's 3rd. 7th team foul. North Dakota State goes to the line for 1 and 1. Sarah Haluska, one of the 2 sophomores, freshmen I should say, from Aliquippa, PA, checks in. Tina Mullen sits down.
Love to see the stats on second chance points.
Jerry Penley is at the line 1 and 1. She hits the first. So she will get the bonus. Nope, your answer to your question now is 10-7 in favor of North Dakota State.
Seems like more than that.
Second free throw bounces around the rim but drops through. 13 points for Penley at the halfway mark of the half. Jackson has her shot blocked, but she's fouled. A 10-point differential. Foul is on Lisa Bew. That's her first foul of the afternoon, 3rd team foul. 2 free throws.
Free throw.
Chelsea Jackson is going to go and shoot 2. First one is good. Chelsea, 67% foul shooter.
That's our first set of free throws, isn't it?
Yes. First free throws of the game for IPFW. And they are both successful free throws by Jackson. She has the same number of points as the number on her uniform, 4. 49-41. IPFW going to put some pressure on defensively. Hodson, watched by Zoop. Dribbles left, gets it to Trecker. Trecker watched by Lewis Carlisle. Inside, Bew, baseline drive, no good. Penley goes up and she draws the foul. IPFW has no answer for Jerry Penley on the boards.
No.
Fouls on Chelsea Jackson. And Penley's going to go to the line for 2. Second personal foul on Jackson, I should say. First free throw, no good. Emily Moran will check in. Lisa Bew will have a seat. The first time these two teams played, Al, Penley had 3 points and 8 boards. That free throw is good, so 1 out of 2 that time down.
He's been a major factor today.
And she has 14 points and 6 boards. 9.5 minutes to go. The Dons in trouble. They're down by 9, 50-41. Lewis Carlisle tries to go to the bucket, hits the deck, draws the foul.
Might have been Penley.
It is. And that is her 3rd. Team 4th. So Jonna Lewis Carlisle, who is an 82% free throw shooter, goes to the line for the first time today. And the first free throw, no good. Joe Zaruba back in. Penley sits down. 5'6" senior from Henry Clay High School in Lexington, Kentucky. The Summit League Player of the Week, Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Second free throw is good. She's got just 5 points, averaging 19 a game. The lead is 8 for North Dakota State with 9:20 to go. Hodson being hounded by Chelsea Jackson. Trecker. Again, they look for that wing player. It's Moran wants to go baseline, and they're going to say she's fouled by Jordan Zoop. That's Jordan's 3rd, team 9th. So free throw, 1-and-1 opportunity coming up for Emily Moran. Or is that, yes. First free throw attempt of the afternoon. And it's good. Moran had 10 first half points. That's her first point of the second half. And Moran is an 88% foul shooter, averaging 12 points a game. And that one is good as well. 52-42 at 9:05 to go. Lewis Carlisle from downtown can't hit it. Roberts gets the offensive board, however. Back to Jonna. First you don't succeed, try again. Forcing a shot up, and this time gets the friendly roll. 7 points for Lewis Carlisle.
No praying on that one.
52-44. Trecker has it stolen by Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Jonna gonna drive. Misses the shot, but draws the foul. And there is senioritis right there. Fouls on Whitney Trecker, her first, team's 5th.
Jonna's not having her best game of the year, but she is not giving up by any stretch.
Bew and Giordot at the scorer's table, as is Courtney Reed for IPFW. Penley also. First free throw from Jonna Lewis Carlisle is good. 8:36 on the clock. It's 52-45, North Dakota State with the lead. Jonna Lewis Carlisle with one more free throw coming. And she gets it. She now has 9 points. 6-point game. Amanda Giordot picked up at the midcourt by Jackson. Moran looks down low. Give and go, 3-point shot, up and in by Brenda Slight. That is her second tray of the half. That's a rally killer. Reed to Jackson. Ball kicked by Slight. Possession remains with IPFW. 8:01 left on the clock. 55-46. 9-point deficit. Lewis Carlisle wants to drive and blocking foul. Oh, could have gone either way. They're going to call a foul on Emily Moran. That's her second, team sixth, and we have a timeout on the floor. And now I can tell you that with 7:57 left, it's North Dakota State 55, IPFW 46. This is IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV. The latest Mastodon scores and stats are available on the World Wide Web by going to GoMastodons.com. There you can check up on the teams, players, and you can order tickets as well. It's the official Mastodon Athletics website, GoMastodons.com. IPFW with the basketball, trailing by 9 with just under 8 minutes to go. John Lewis Carlisle. It's gotten a little bit hotter. 15 on the shot clock. Jackson from downtown hits it. Chelsea Jackson with a rainbow three-pointer.
That was huge.
She now has 7 points, and the lead is cut to 6. If you're an IPFW fan, you're looking for a defensive stop. It's Lisa Bew, 22 with the ball. Working around to Giordot, down low to Bew. Wants to drive on Reed. Pull-up jumper, no good. Natalie Roberts with the rebound for the Mastodons. And maybe another IPFW run about to begin. Pull-up jumper by Lewis Carlisle, no! Edwards, and a foul's going to be called on Jackson as Moran hits the deck. Chelsea Jackson's third personal. 10th team foul, so a 7:08 to go. Now double bonus for North Dakota State at the foul line, where they are 8 of 14 so far this afternoon. And it will be Emily Moran, who is 2 for 2.
Could have used a nice offensive rebound on that last one, just out of Natalie's reach.
Emily Moran, a 5'7" senior from Fremont, Nebraska, calmly knocks down the first free throw. Roberts out, and Julianne Huna in for IPFW. Second free throw for Moran coming up. And that's as clean as a whistle. She's 4 of 4 at the line today. 57-49 as we near the 7-minute mark. Jackson watched by Bew. Up top to Edwards, and Sam will launch a long three, misses everything, and goes out of bounds. IPFW now behind the arc, 6 of 18. And on the season, normally they've been hitting 30% of their shots, so.
But on track there.
Giordot watched by Jackson on the wing to Bew. Bew up top to Slight. Looks like North Dakota State's willing to. Oh, there's a little push, no call. Giordot misses the jumper. Lewis Carlisle with the rebound. And here comes IPFW with 6:27 to go. Down by 8. Jackson's going to take it in the land of the trees and misses the bunny. Tough break. Slight with the board, and here's Giordot. She'll run the show for North Dakota State. Bew. Back up top to Slight. 13 in the shot clock. Giordot. Give and go down low. Penley forcing up a shot over Huna, but banks it off the glass and in. Penley has 6 field goals this afternoon. Lead back up to 10. It's near the 5:45 mark. Lewis Carlisle looking for a Edwards pick. Going baseline. And a jump ball called. IPFW will retain possession. Jordan Zoop checks back in. Jordan with 17 points so far today. Lewis Carlisle inbound it. DeHuna wants to work on Penley, kicks it out instead to Edwards for a baseline jumper. No good. Bew with the rebound. Samantha Edwards now 3 of 7 from the floor. Bew, give and go down low to Penley. To Slight for 3. Off the rim, no. Zoop hits the floor foul. She and Moran collide. And Moran will pick up the foul, her third. 7th team foul, so Jordan Zoop will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
Get some points while the clock's not running.
Jordan Zoop is a 69% foul shooter. We said overall for the year she's averaging 9.5 points, but just over 10 points in conference games alone. 5:15 to go, a chance to whittle a 10-point deficit down by a couple. First one is good. So she does get the bonus. That ties her career high, season and career high of 18 points.
IPFW is going to go full court pressure here. It's a zone 1-2-2, I think.
Second free throw good as well.
Yes, there we go.
So Jordan Zoop with 19, and it's an 8-point deficit with 5:15 to go. Giordot to Moran. Again, there's no 10-second line for women's basketball. You just have 30 seconds to get off a shot. Bew, watched by Lewis Carlisle. Back up top to Giordot. Wants to work on Courtney Reed. Give and go down to Bew. Ball knocked out of bounds. They say no, not touched by the Dons.
Some good defensive pressure throughout that 30 seconds.
They say it was last touched by Penley. And North Dakota State wants to call a 60-second timeout. Let's take a break. 4:52 left, 59-51 Bison. This is IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV. IPFW Women's Basketball on CATV, brought to you today by 816 Pint and Slice, located at 816 South Calhoun Street in Fort Wayne. For fine pizza and drinks, it's 816 Pint and Slice. 4:45 left here at the Memorial Coliseum. IPFW down 59-51 to North Dakota State. Inside to Hona, banks it no good. That time Penley put up a good wall of defense for the Bison of North Dakota State. Amanda Giordot to Lisa Bew. Bew watched by Courtney Reed. Boy, Brenda Slight hit a couple long jumpers today. Wants to drive on Samantha Edwards. Shot no good. Ball high in the air, picked up by Jordan Zoop. Jordan may be playing one of her best games as a Mastodon. Inside to Huna, little 10-foot jump shot, good. Julian Huna with 8 points. 6 of them coming here in the second half. 59-53 with 4 minutes left. Crowd in the background chanting for some defense. Bew on the right wing to Moran. Moran looking for Penley, can't find her initially. Now they get her down low, wants to work on Huna. Julie puts her hands high in the air, left hand shot, good. Jerry Penley with 18 points. Jenna Lewis Carlisle Wants to shake and bake. She'll not try to hit a three. No good. Emily Moran with the rebound. 61-53, North Dakota State. Moran, they're going to call a blocking foul on the floor on Jordan Zoop. Well, it's double bonus for Jordan Zoop. That's personal foul number 4. And we have our final media timeout coming at the 3-minute, 19-second mark. Well, Macedons trail 61-53. We're back in a moment from the Coliseum on CATV. A reminder that as we see a highlight of Julianne Huna knocking down a jumper. And then Jerry Penley coming right back. That left-handed hook has been lethal for the Bison of North Dakota State this afternoon. 3:19 left, and North Dakota State's at a foul line. And it's Emily Moran, and she knocks down the first of 2. She's now 5 of 5 at the stripe today. She had 16 points when the teams met in Fargo, and she has 16 points now as she hits the second foul shot. And it's an uphill battle with 3:15 to go. Lewis Carlisle bumped by Moran. 15 on the shot clock. Gianna is going to try to take things into her own hands. Kicks it out to Huna. Julie with a big shot. And a timeout called by Chris Paul. 32nd timeout with 2:59 left. Now we can tell you that for tickets to IPFW athletic events, call 260-481-6000 or go to the website, gomastodons.com. Again, there's discounts for Royal Dons Club members. You can get a family 4-pack, senior Saturdays, or bring your group to the hoop. That phone number to call for info is 481-6372. Now, Buck Julianne Huna, the senior out of Halle, Germany, 8 second-half points and 10 in the contest.
Yes, we'd be really struggling without her, but there's a couple key statistics here. The difference in the rebounding and the difference in the shooting is really making it difficult.
44-31 edge on the glass. Macedon's putting on some full court pressure, but Giardot just biding her time. Now gets it over to Bew. We're down to 2:45 left. 63-55. Bison give and go underneath. Shot blocked by Lewis Carlisle. Oh, they're going to call a foul. Looks like a clean block. And it's her third. Hope to see a replay of that. Lisa Bew will go to the line. Bew is 2 for 2 so far today there. And that free throw was no good. Natalie Roberts is checked in. You got Roberts, Huna, Reed, Zoop, and Lewis Carlisle on the floor. For IPFW, here's Bew's second free throw, and that's good.
Get some points quick.
Lisa Bew, averaging 17 a game, has just 9 so far with 2.5 minutes left. Jonna Lewis Carlisle shot no good. Roberts keeps it alive to Reed. And now we have the foul. Fouls on Moran. That's her 4th, team 8th. And Courtney Reed will go to the line. Courtney scoreless so far today. Whitney Trecker will check in, replacing Emily Moran.
Courtney had been having a run of good games from behind the arc, but she's 0 for 4 today.
A chance to make a free throw with no time going off the clock. And that free throw is good. So the sophomore from Fort Loramie, Ohio is in the books with a point. 8-point differential right now. Courtney can make it 7 if this free throw is good, and it is. 64-57.
To the trap here.
Giordot walking it up. Now gets it up over midcourt. Giordot watched by Courtney Reed. 15 on the shot clock. Giordot rubs off a Penley pick. Wide open in the corner is Bew, just inside the arc. Her shot no good. Rebounded Lewis Carlisle. John is going to push it up the floor. Coast to coast. Shot off the glass and in. Counted the foul. Jonna Lewis Carlisle taking matters into her own hands at the 2-minute mark.
This could get it down to 4 here.
Foul was on Bew, her second, team 9th. Moran checks back in. Trecker checks back out. One free throw coming for Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Goes for point number 12 and gets it. And timeout called by Chris Paul.
A 4-point margin at the 2-minute mark.
We're going to see a replay here momentarily. As you see Jonna coming up the floor. Bew hammers her. Ball banked off the glass and in.
Just about the free throw line, Jonna decided to spin her around and go to the opposite side and got her back to the ball.
If you are looking at some numbers, well, both teams will be in the double bonus situation. IPFW with 2 timeouts left, North Dakota State with 3, and the possession arrow points towards North Dakota State. 64-60. 2 minutes left on the clock here at the Memorial Coliseum. IPFW trying to stretch their winning streak to 5 in a row, but they're down 4. Giordot will inbound it to Penley and back to Amanda Giordot. IPFW will try to trap. Here's Bew over midcourt. Back to Giordot. Moran watched by Lewis Carlisle. Macedon's need a stop defensively. Giordot, 8 on the shot clock. Giordot wants to drive. Shot, oh, they're going to call a foul on Courtney Reed with 4 seconds left on the shot clock. It is Courtney's first. Oh, they played so good defense for 26 seconds, Sal, but I'll give Amanda Giordot credit. She went for the opening.
She's a senior. She's point guard. She knows what she's doing. She's played a really solid game. Knew where the clock was and took advantage of the situation when she got the penetration.
And she made the first free throw. She now has 5 points. It is a 2-possession game. Second one, no good. Roberts Huna picks up the ball. So here come the Dons, down by 5 with a minute and a half left. Lewis Carlisle to Zoop. Jordan looking for a screen. Launching a 3. Hitting a 3. And IPFW calls another timeout with 1:14 left. What an afternoon for the freshman from Aliquippa, PA, Jordan Zoop. Well, also want to remind you to learn more about Macedon sports by tuning into Macedon Spotlight each Wednesday and Friday here on CATV. Yours truly, Mike Moss, reviews recent IPFW sports activities. We look at game footage and visit with players and coaches. Again, it's Macedon Spotlight in its 9th year. See it on Wednesdays at 7:30 and Fridays at 5:30 here on College Access Television. Jordan Zoop, Al Bucks, 7 of 11 from the floor for the game, 6 of 7 from three-point range, 2 of 2 at the line, a career-high 22 points, 3 boards, and 4 assists. And more importantly, she brings IPFW to within 2 at 65-63 with 74 seconds left.
Closest we've been for a while. We're going to go back to the full court pressure here. Looks like they're going with the man-to-man pressure here. No,
Giordot.
2-2-1.
Debut back to Giordot, almost over and back.
Very close.
Bew on the right wing. Watched by Lewis Carlisle, back to Slight. 15 in the shot clock. We're under a minute. Shot out of bounds. They say blocked by Huna out of bounds. 13 in the shot clock. 57 and a half seconds on the game clock. Giordot will inbound it.
Look out inside.
Inside, Penley off the glass and in. Penley has been a nightmare for IPFW this afternoon. 20 points. Lewis Carlisle, pull-up jumper, good! 67-65. 42 seconds left. If IPFW could ever play defense, now is the time. Giordot to Slight. Slight watched by Roberts. Hands it off to Moran. 10 on the shot clock. Moran looking for Penley. Penley's going to work on Huna. Back up the slide. A three on the way. No good. Loose ball. Out of bounds to IPFW with 18.4 seconds left.
Got a chance.
67-65 North Dakota State. And Chris Paul calls his final timeout with 18.4 seconds left.
You've got to give the Lady Dons credit here. They've really snapped back in this last few minutes.
Yep. John Lewis Carlisle had just 4 points in the first half. She now has 14. Jordan Zoop, again, 22 points, a season and career high. Julianne Huna coming off the bench with 10 points and 6 boards. Chelsea Jackson has 7 points. Okay, Coach Buck, you're in the huddle. You're down 2. Do you play for the tie or go for the win?
I think in this situation, you take whatever shot you get. If you get a 3, you take that. If you get the 2, you take that. But you know Johnna's going to have the ball in her hands. She's either going to take the shot or dish.
You just saw that bucket by Jonna. That pull-up bucket.
If I was the opposing coach, I'd be worried about leaving Reed or Zoop loose on the arc with Jonna penetrating.
Natalie Roberts, Julianne Huna, Jordan Zoop, Courtney Reed, John Lewis Carlisle. Now North Dakota State will call a timeout of their own, leaving them with 2. Again, this was a game of runs early on. North Dakota State scored the first 2 buckets of the game. IPFW scored 7 points in a row. Bison took off on a big lead, and IPFW scored the last 9 points of the first half to draw to within 1 at 28-27. Back and forth we've gone. North Dakota State basically has held the edge most of this second half.
Yeah, by as much as 10 several times.
But right now it is a 2-point game, 67-65, 18.4 seconds left. And you see head coach Chris Paul, Penley, Bew, Slight, Moran, Giordot on the floor for North Dakota State. Reed inbounds it to Jordan Zoop. North Dakota State may try to trap. Zoop's giving up the dribble to Reed. Courtney Reed over midcourt with 10 seconds to go. Courtney watched by Bew. Bounce pass to Lewis Carlisle. Jonna takes it out to Huna. 2 seconds, 1 second shot, no good. And the horn goes off, and North Dakota State hangs on for the win.
Well, they covered Jonna up. They did a nice job of defending her.
What a ball game. 67-65, North Dakota State wins it. And we're back for our post-game show in a couple of moments here on CATV. Coliseum. Highlights from this afternoon's women's encounter between IPFW and North Dakota State. And you see Jordan Zoop, 2 of her season and career high 22 points on the day.
Excellent game by Jordan.
Knocking down 1 of her 6 threes. Here's North Dakota State getting the ball inside for Jerry Penley, who I think Alan Buck was the actual difference in this game.
Yep, 20 points and really a force inside.
John Lewis Carlisle had a rough day, got 2 points there. Chelsea Jackson from long distance knocks down a 3. John Lewis Carlisle on the break. She'll make the bucket and draw the foul. Banks it off the glass and in. Jordan Zoop again with the pull-up 3-point field goal. Inside to Penley. I think IPFW is going to see that left-handed layup off the glass for 2 days.
In their nightmares.
Again, 67-65 the final. North Dakota State with the win. They snap an IPFW 4-game winning streak. Bison now go to 5-5 in Summit League play, 10-10 overall. Macedon's dropped to 6-4 in the conference and 9-12 for the season. And here are some of the final numbers for North Dakota State. They were 24 of 61 from the floor for 39%, 5 of 18 from three-point range, 14 of 22 at the line. They pulled down 45 rebounds, dished out 14 assists, and came up with 3 steals. IPFW, 24 of 67 from the floor for 36%, 7 of 20 behind the arc for 35%, 10 of 11 at the line for 91%. They had 35 boards, 16 assists, and 4 steals. Individually, North Dakota State had 3 players in double figures, 20 points from Jerry Penley, 16 points from Emily Moran, and 10 points from Brenda Slight. IPFW just had 22 points from Jordan Zoop, 14 from John Lewis Carlisle, and 10 from Julianne Huna. First time all year, Al Buck, that John Lewis Carlisle did not leave the team in scoring. No rest for IPFW because they've got another important game across the street at the Gate Center Monday night against South Dakota State.
But I think if I were Chris in the locker room, I'd be telling them they've shown that they can play with this team. They got drilled by them earlier in the season. They can beat anybody in this conference, and they got a tournament coming up at the end of the year to prove it.
Well, that's it from the Coliseum on this pink out day. Again, IPFW falls short, losing to North Dakota State by a final score of 67-65. For Alan Buck, I'm Mike Moss. Thank you so much for joining us on this pink out Saturday from the Memorial Coliseum as you have been watching IPFW women's basketball on CATV.